Yeah, we were on the way to the '89 World Championships, and looking forward to paddling. I had this custom-made boat specifically for it. It'd been a lot of anticipation for that day, and I decided to ride with the cool kids instead of the team. And the cool kids were having a food fight. Coach was driving the car that I was in, drove off the road, ramped a culvert. The car flew up into the air and landed on my side, which meant two big guys landed on me, and the door was going the other way. So 4 hours later of jaws of life prying me out of there, and then being helicoptered to the hospital, my year on the U.S. junior team was over, but began a whole new life. So, the process of rehab, obviously start in the hospital setting, just kind of learning how to get out of bed and stuff again, nothing works and you got to make everything start over again. But, for me, it was really that process of getting to be an athlete, learning what it took to get my body to function. And, obviously studying, this is before the internet, so, you're looking up at stuff in the encyclopedia and trying to figure out, why does this work? Why don't I work now? What was working before? And then trying to figure out how to, tweak that to become a performer and then an athlete. And eventually, of course, I was lucky enough to make it to the Olympics. Well, obviously it was a learning experience to find out, what your body's doing in this whole new realm of being crushed and then trying to recover. I mostly did swimming. It was zero impact, low resistance, so I could kind of start getting my heart and lungs back. Could only do it one-armed at first, but it was gentle enough that eventually, once I started getting healthy again, my shoulder recovered and I was able to get both arms into it. But I literally competed for 2 years with only one arm. Just starting in the pool, not diving in or anything like that, but just trying to get healthy again. And eventually I was able to get back in the kayak. They gave me a key even to the pool, so before swim practice I'd get out there and kayak a little bit and then do the swim practice. Little kid practice was first, so it was kind of easy, a nice warm up. Big kid practice was hard and intense, but the best thing for me was slacker practice in the evening. To punish the kids that didn't get up in the morning, they would give you these really long, grueling endurance workouts. Well, that really motivated me and made every other workout seem easy. So after doing slacker practice, I got a lot better at swimming and competing just because my aerobic threshold went way. Realizing that any athletic pain that I had was nothing compared to this pain that I'd experienced overcoming these injuries. Made training a lot easier. And of course it also gave me a motivation, it brought me to a very, very low foundation, but I had to build back. So I learned a lot about visualization and psychocybernetics, things like that I wouldn't have probably studied if I had just had my casual life and everything had worked out. So having to overcome those challenges made me really get down to fundamentals and work on what it took to succeed. What are the keys to making your dreams come true. It took a little while, but especially doing slacker practice was the best thing. You really got your aerobic up, and so that I think really kind of changed how my body operated, and I started recovering better. Some of the pain started going away, and so I guess it was that summer that a friend was going out to Colorado a week before the national championships, and I hadn't really been able to paddle for quite some time, and so I went out and there were some legendary runs, some stuff that I didn't know about, even being a possibility of me doing. I scouted it and I felt good, and so like Pine Creek on the Numbers is a really notorious run, and I got the first run that I've ever done on that, and I was so stoked. So then I went that week to the national championships. And, all the kids that were competing, none of them had even been paddling when I was. Obviously, I would have never been tough enough if it wasn't for overcoming those injuries to make it to the Olympics. There's just no way I could have done that, much less become World Extreme Kayak champion. I was a timid kid, sensitive kid. And so I thought I was great at kayaking, but I would have never been able to do what it really took to succeed at that level if it wasn't for actually having gone through that car accident and the rehab afterwards. Yeah, I mean, basically I competed in 96, so 2000, 2004, 2008, and 2012, I helped people that qualified for each of those games when I was still training. That was a kind of full circle moment where it really made sense. All this investment that I'd put into myself to make it to the Olympics, I was able to use that to help others. And it's even more powerful with the wounded veterans, where I can use my Olympic experience and my overcoming my own trauma and challenges to help them to deal with theirs and hopefully improve their lives.
The main program is teach people whitewater kayak, whether they're a wounded warrior or just a regular capable person, chemical dependent, whatever it is. We will teach you the skills you need to get in a whitewater boat. Consider letting that happen. But the general public can come, and if they're skilled in whitewater, they can do that. If they want a paddleboard, they can do that. If they just want to lounge around and lay on the floating lilies, they're welcome to do that. If they want to get a cabana and throw a party, they're welcome to. We've had some DJs that will throw their own birthday parties during the day and just bring in their friends, and music, dancing, barbecues. We've had a couple of barbecue contests there, which is always fun, especially because they want me to be a judge, and who doesn't like Texas barbecue?